Hello fans of Marvel Heroes and friends of my channel. Welcome to this very special episode of Q&A. My name is Wilfred and thank you very much for following my channel for quite some time through the journey of these Marvel Heroes. Biggest system update ever is going to be upon us this very Thursday. So I'm going to open a new chapter in my website to commemorate this very important event, those of you who has been playing this game for quite some time, because a lot of things is going to change, a lot of my guides will not be relevant and so on. So I like to just reorganize what is relevant, what is not relevant. I think most of the things are just for legacy, historical kind of like, look back at what I've done and so on. So thank you very much, really. I'd like to dedicate this video for all you fans out there, fans of the Marvel Hero games out there, who has been really supportive of my channel. A lot of like sharing with your Facebook fans and a lot of like sharing within your own community, and also a lot of comments coming in, very friendly. I always very I always feel a little bit withdrawal when it comes to all this public kind of announcement or public kind of video or comments, because people tend to get a little bit weird sometimes. But you all been very civilized to me, so I'm really thankful for that. So I hope you'll continue to support me and motivate me throughout after this biggest system update ever. All right, so now this video is really a short video on what you should do or what I would do in this very moment, because we are just about maybe 1 or 2 days before the biggest update. Things will going to change dramatically, but what else can we do right now here, especially for those who are a little bit lapsed like myself, who hasn't been playing this game for quite some time? What exactly we need to do? Things will be disappear for good or for better or for worse, disappear. This sort of thing I would like to share with you. Now, first thing first, I will roll pad to, because attribute in the new paradigm is really important. It becomes the archetype of the hero. The archetype of the hero will depend on 2 attributes. So some hero may be like intelligence and durability. Some heroes may be like just a different combination. But there will be 2 of them. So in view of that, I think you all should have a pad for each of the attribute that matters. So for me, I've rolled, this is my distribution by the way, so I have like, +3 durability, you see all these things here, all right, lined up. I have 1 pad that managed to get +3 durability, 2 pads on strength, 3 pads on fighting, 4 pads on speed, 2 pads on energy, 4 pads on intelligence, and 1 for all attributes. So I have all covered in a sense. So any unique that you have spare, or those loose one that you have, anything that you can afford, I think you should focus on rolling the affixes to a pad. Make sure you have 1 each of them, so you have +3 of each one of them, including the +1 to all attribute. And I think with that, you are quite well positioned into the next stage of the game, which will be very, very emphasis on the attributes. So next thing I would do besides that is to make sure that all my unique are being exchanged, be it as 4 or 3 or 2 or whatnot. So in the crafter, there will be things that I could exchange for unique here. So I am going to, for example, I go into like Angular, which I'll start with A, then I'll look into 4 unique without thinking whether I would need those things or not. I just threw it away. I mean, this unique will become like it will not drop anymore. This recipe will be removed. So anything you have 4 of them, you just get rid of them. You just have to keep getting rid of them. If you have 3, you get rid of 3. So there's no need to think about whether, some of this I may need to think a little bit, but in majority of wise, you can just like go ahead and destroy all the unit that you have and make it to a credit chest. We do not know what will happen to a credit chest, whether it's required or not, to how much credit you require. But I think it's never hurt to make sure that you have enough credit around, because there'll be a lot of swapping, a lot of like unbinding as well. I've been writing in the forum, but I don't think Gazillion is really looking into ways to help us through. I mean, I don't know whether they play the game much to understand the pain that we have. Like for example, my magic right now is using things like headband and this artifact here. I mean, these are not bad artifacts, but then after the new update comes, some of these artifacts are no longer relevant to her or not optimized for her. So I need to transfer them out. So if they play the game really, I mean, if Gazillion actually play like 59 heroes like I do, if Gazillion really use the artifact that, some of the artifacts I found and used, they will probably realize that there's a lot of swapping, a lot of unbinding, but they are not, I don't think they're really helping on the end. So make sure that you get as much credit as possible. And, if you get 5, you get 5, you do a 5 update. If not, then you just get 3 of them. So I want to give an example of 3, but I don't really have a 3, but I think you get the idea. So that's number one. Another one is that you probably may have things like, you may have some heads lying around for the Santino heads. So you could actually craft something like the, like the things here. Let me see. This guy here. So this one here require a couple of things. And, and depending on how many heads you have, you can actually create all, like 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So, that's all the heads I have. And with that, you can craft all these things like, kind of thing as well. Like, I don't know what happened here. Sorry, this one you need more of those like Mega Santino medallion. So if you have those things lying around in your inventory, then you can do a exchange as well. Otherwise, those unique will not be there anymore. So something you can think about crafting. Crossbone as well. I can craft a couple of them because all this will not be useful anymore. So that's it, another 3 extra. So whatever you can, just offload it, sell it get a credit chest, be it as like the 5 credit chests or 4 or 3. Just exchange them all. There's no point in hoarding them anymore, whether it will be useful or not. I mean, I've seen the difficulty level. It probably will not, all this gear will not survive for too long until the difficulty will go up, and then you will need the new Omega gear to be awesome. So no need to think too hard about whether those are best in slot or not, because all these units that you have will not be best in lot. I promise you, it will not be best in lot anymore. The Omega gear is here to stay. So yeah, so I hope you get the idea of that unique and kind of like pet farming and stuff like that. That's important. What else are you doing right now? I think I don't think you can do a lot right now to catch up on. If you can't get certain achievements, probably it's not there, which is fine. Just a game. And if you, all these cores here, all this power cube, unless you pop by the test center, check how many you have converted, because I think it is good to be in the hundreds. So I get about 300, 400 and something, which is fine, because each pet later on it will cost about 100 ancient forgotten device, which looks something like I want to show you how the device look like, but I may not have it here. But it is something like the what does the forgotten device look like? It looks like a white color thingy that I don't really have it here right now, but it's somewhere that there's a forgotten device. If you round it to the nearest 100, it's probably a safe bet, because the rest of it doesn't seem to be interesting in terms of exchange wise. So do keep all these like cube and stuff like that. They will be exchanged out. And besides that, what else are you going to do? The last thing I would like to do is to open up my any items that you have that contain the so-called unique, right? So birthday cake, whatnot. You just have to open them all. Not only that, all these things like this thing here. Where did I put it? So this thing here, for example, I probably have to open it up. But the problem is that when opening this thing up costs a lot of space, because I don't want to think about what happened to all this ring and so on. So one trick that my friends have taught me is that if I just find a way to quickly fill up my inventory, let me see, I hope this works. I haven't really tried it. Okay, so now if I open that, it will go to my overflow, kind of like go into my overflow cube. So if I open things like this one here, right? So then it store somewhere. It should store somewhere here. You can't really see it here, but it should store somewhere here. Oops. So let me just try again. You can't really see here. So that should go somewhere here, right? So if you do that, eventually you get a lot of things that is being put into this cube here, and you can open up and whichever that you want, that you think you want. Like for example, you want to exchange for those unique. You can then take all those unique things that are useless. Then you can sell it off. But the essence of it is that you don't waste all this space for things that you want to think about it in the future. I just want to get all this unique out. The rest of it is not that important right now to think about. So you can think about all this ring and all this artifact later in some other days in the future when you come back to this game, because it's very tedious. But just take all this unique out first, and I think it's good, because then you'll get a lot more unique exchange and stuff like that. But really, I mean, don't stress about it. If you don't really enjoy this sort of thing, then don't need to do about it. But that's what I'm going to do right now, and just going to open up all of them into this cube here, right? So yeah, I mean, it's all there. It's not disappearing. So anything that is going to be like a unique, I'll take it out. There's some ultimate token as well. I may just pick it as well. But there's not a lot of ultimate token, by the way. I always been wondering what's the rate like for those ultimate token. Yeah, it's only one of them after I open or two of them and so on. So yeah, all right. So what else are there to just recap? I think just a very quick recap on what are going to change. I'm not going to drag it too long in this video. So the hotbar, there will be no hotbar dancing, which is kind of good for some, may not be good for some. Of course, the whole mobility update, right now you can freely jump to anywhere, which is very fun, very, very nice and fluid. No one will be able to do it anymore. Traveling power, we have a charge up time as well, 0.75 seconds. All this power point will be gone. And then you have the power, the trait and the talent as well. Omega system will be gone, but whatever you have here, divided by 10, round up will be the infinity point that will be used like a Diablo 3 kind of thing. Team up wise, the more team up you have, I think the more damage you output. I think that's about it. I mean, there are still some other things like there, like gear, like unique gear will be changed momentarily, and after that they will be obsolete when the Omega kind of like gear come up. A lot of your artifacts will be useless, or you have to redesignate to another kind of like a hero. Your costume core will be separated from your costume into a different icon here called Catalyst. On this spray that you have like from the Civil War event, you can put it in under here. Under here is called the Flourish. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, and if you have been watching my video, you probably understand what other things are coming on board and so on. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and very good luck with all your farming and whatnot, the last push to the game. And well, we'll see on the other side once the biggest update, I hope it's not let down ever, would be live. All right, bye.